Macha's Lisu claims fraud in elections. An observer mission from the East African community said that the election was conducted in a regular manner. Meanwhile, President John Magufuli was first elected in 2015, this making it his second term as Tanzania's president.
Oh yes, thank you so much, Shamia Naga, for that report. Now, away from Tanzania, let's go straight to Revival Church in Kawala, where it was wails and tears and more tears of sorrow as the body of Pastor Augustine Yiga was brought home ahead of the Sunday burial. Pastor Yiga passed on Monday night on the 26th of October 2020. We have the details on this story.
I know Pastor Yiga is sensible.
Oh yes, in the same development, several politicians and socialites were also present at the Revival Church in Kawala as they also joined the race to eulogize the late Pastor Yiga. Take a look.
Nti abasiba Pastor Yiga nange negatta kubasoose okwogera wano oga nti ekikolwa ekyo kyali kikyamu ebbanga lye yamala mu kkomera bagamba nti akwagaliza ekkomera akwagaliza ki? Aba akwagaliza kufa. Ebigambo tebitta. Omuntu bwagamba nti bannange nzinga bwe ndaba mu kulaba okwange ekintu ky'ebyafaayo ku Pastor Yiga kiteekeddwa okubeerawo ono mu kitundu. Era ebirowoozo byonna nga obireetebwa luguudo ki, kitundu ki, oba kyetaaga eky'ebyafaayo tukiyita immortalizing the name of a hero. Nti erinnya lya Pastor Yiga lisigale mu Kawala wano nga ne balijja okusenda bagamba osenda Yiga. Ekyo nkusaba nga nkyali mu steholo nga nze ngabo yammwe sebo mubireete kanso nze nja kubituusa mu nkiiko zonna.
The seed song of Chico community joy.
President Museveni bapromota baffe bapromota bannange benyogera tusiga emyezi 7 bali tukola Pastor abadde asobola okubeerawo n'alya kyayagala singa tebamusiba kawuka bala mu ntoonya President Museveni mu ngalo kyongera ku kyogera kikiuma gavumenti ya President Museveni etadde omukono gw'amaanyi okukwayika President Museveni yali okuyinza amakanisa galiwonya nakkiriza abantu abakola amakanisa basayiga abadde bawenyale
Oh yes, Pastor Iga will be laid to rest tomorrow next to his church, as he also presented that in his will. Now, Select News takes a very short break, and we'll return with lots of other stories. For now, don't go anywhere. The news has literally become cyclic, for what happens in Gulu, Mbale, Kampala and elsewhere is the same. My job is to tell the story on what happened, where, who did it, how they did it, and probably why they did it. Join me every single weekday as I break down those big stories that make rounds of headlines only on Select News. With me, Simon Chris Makanga. Oh yes, welcome back from that slight break, and now let's go on with our Select News. Now, oftentimes we see people walking on the streets, and we do expect them to have some little sense of humanity in them. Unfortunately, some don't. And today I want to show you a story of a 65-year-old Hasifa Namayanja, resident of Kiwinge Sub-County, Bukomansimbi District, who was found mistreating a 7-month baby. We have the details on this story.
65-year-old Hasifa Namayanja, a resident of Chabiri in Chiwinge Sub-County in Bukomansimbi District, was found torturing a 7-month-old child. Chitovu Mobile, a children-based organization, intervened and questioned her of the acts.
Bakyayibani bali bakubye enduru abamwana bamusudde wano bazze simulabangako bonna bano bamulira netumanyi.
Anas Sesanga, a son to Namayanja, pregnanted her own daughter known as Jamira Nasanga, and the baby is now 7 months, but is said to have been starved by the grandmother. Heads of Chitovu Mobile organization knew about this and came to see the situation of the baby to find a solution. The residents say that the baby's grandmother has been keeping the baby inside all the time. When interrogated, Namayanja denied these claims. Noelin Nakalika, the vice chairperson of Chabiri village, has given the reason as to why she called this organization.
Umwana bamusudwa kati bamusula nibagamba nti omwana oyo akola ki si wawala nti omwana wajja nti omwana wa Miina ate ffe tukola ki ffe tuba omwana wa Miina lwatuukayo wajja tinagamba nze omwana nze nakeera enkya nenzaala omwana.
Stella Nabunya, a freedom fighter from Chitavu Mobile Organization, says that they tried to arrest the criminal, but police later released her.
Ekyembi twagenda okizuula oluvannyuma ng'omuwala alina olubuto. Twabadde tugenda mu maaso nnyo n'okumubudaabuda era nga tumufaako nnyo. Naye kyatubuukako nnyo nti omwami eyakwata omwana taata we baamuta ku poliisi nga fayiro ebuzaabuziddwa.
Abantu baffe nti omwana ne bwabeera nga si wuwo buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe nga bannansi okulaba nti emyoyo emito gino tugiyamba ate gibeere nga gifuuka abantu abakulu kubanga emiti emito gye gigumiza ki ekibira. Buvunaanyizibwa bwa buli muntu okulaba nti omwana akula n'atuuka mu mbeera ey'obukulu abeere nga agasense eno.
The child was taken to St. Joseph's Revival Home in Kalungu District, a home of children with no families. Karo Tumwine, Edith Nabagereka for Select News.
All right, moving on, as Uganda prepares for the 2021 General Scientific Elections, many have subjected this process to judgment, wondering how exactly it's going to be. Our reporter Hasib Sichwunga spoke to some of the key players, including police, the Electoral Commission, and a political analyst. Let's take a look.
People are going on about their normal day-to-day activities, so the roads should have as little disruption as possible. And we therefore urged them to ensure that they refrain their supporters from creating convoys and processions along the roads.
Beerawo kusarwako kw'enguudo oba ku divertinga amakubo gasinga obungi, ekyokulabirako nga ku Spear Motors, Banda Trading Center, Kireka Trading Center, Kigobe Road, eri kumpi ne National Council of Higher Education, ate ne ku Jokers Hotel. Waliwo n'obutundu obulala bw'enjawulo obuliraanye ebifo bino bye tugenda kusalako era kulaba nti ebyokunominatinga kw'abeesimbyewo nga bitambudde bulungi. Wagenda kwaba abava Jinja makubo bajja kuba bayitira bweyogerere bakwata amakubo agagenda ku Jokers ne Bugorobi.
Bw'obanga oli opposition togenda funawo tolina mukisa kutambula na crowd n'emu. Because nominations lunaku luli special nti abantu maaso gabere gatunudde abali nominated ne Museveni kenyinza otakkiriza kuba na crowd kubanga Museveni naye abasigadde bonna bonna balina ozigoberera. Kati nomination si sample nnungi kutunuulira ngeri gye bagenda agoberera SOP, si sample nnungi nti ennungi ng'akalu katandise otambula. And because of what it is, the nomination, abantu bayinza okubeera abeegendereza n'amagye gayinza okweyanjirizaako okweyangaza enforcinga buli muntu naye nga ng'oyagala okulaba obutuufu bwa SOP za COVID-19 olina ziraba ng'akalu katambula nga bakanoonya.
All right, good story indeed. Now, Select News takes a very short break and we'll be returning with what's making money in Uganda. For now, we'll be right back.
Mikwano chambwe nfira bulagoba ebonze babebaza nnyo obuwagizi bwe mwabalaze nga bataddeko live online show yaabwe ebonze desempenyo episode yasoose kaakati nga bawagirwa STV babategekedde ekyakabi ekyenjawulo mu episode yaabwe ey'okubiri gye batuumye ebonze desempenyo episode 2 gye bajja okubalaga nga 1 November 2020 okuva ku ssaawa 10:30 mpaka ssaawa 12 ebonze desempenyo episode 2 ejja kuba eragibwa live ku STV Select for Fun wamu ne ku mikutu gy'aba Ebons eja internet tosuubwa abazannyi bo bonna ab'olulango mu Ebons live online mu show yaabwe Ebons Desempenyo episode 2 on all Ebony's online platforms.
Hey guys, you're watching STV Select for Fun.
Alright, now let's go straight to the world of business. And there is a looming fall in the maize prices amidst the expected good harvest this season due to good rains, but the market remains subdued according to both farmers and exporters due to increasing preference of raw grain by the regional markets. Uganda's smallholder farmers produce 90% of the country's total output of 2.5 to 2.3 million metric tons per year. Now let's take a short breather and then we cross directly to the world of sports. All right, now let's go straight to the world of sports. And Barcelona midfielder Felipe Coutinho and Liverpool midfielder Fabinho were dropped from Brazil's squad for a pair of World Cup qualifying matches in November because of an injury. Tini Lukawe has the details on this story.
Barcelona midfielder Felipe Coutinho and Liverpool midfielder Fabinho were dropped from Brazil's squad for a pair of World Cup qualifying matches in November because of injuries. Coutinho will be replaced by Lyon forward Lucas Paqueta, while Everton's Alan was called up in place of Fabinho for matches against Venezuela on November 13th and Uruguay 4 days later. Neymar is also in doubt for the two games. The Paris Saint-Germain striker left his team's 2-0 Champions League win at Istanbul Başakşehir due to a groin problem. The French club said he's expected to go through exams. Coutinho injured his left thigh on Saturday in Barcelona's 3 Real Madrid. Paqueta had initially been called up for Brazil's Olympic team, which will play Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Fabinho picked up a right thigh injury on Tuesday during his team's 2-0 Champions League win over Midtjylland. Also, on Wednesday, Manchester United said its left-back Alex Telles has contracted COVID-19, which will likely rule him out of Brazil's squad for the World Cup qualifiers. Brazil and Argentina lead the South American qualifying group with 2 wins from 2 matches. Tini Rukabwe, STV Select Sports News.
All right, now let's go on with the sports. The CAF Champions League semi-final return match between Zamalek of Egypt and Raja Casablanca of Morocco has been postponed from November 1st to a date that will be decided. Many of the Raja squad have tested positive for the coronavirus, leaving only 10 fit players. Tini also has the details on this same story.
The CAF Champions League semi-final return match between Zamalek of Egypt and Raja Casablanca of Morocco has been postponed from November 1st to a date to be decided. Many of the Raja squad have tested positive for the coronavirus, leaving only 10 fit players. Zamalek lead 1-0 from the first leg in Casablanca, with Moroccan Akraf Benkashi scoring the only goal midway through the first half. CAF also announced that the final between Zamalek or Raja and Al Ahly of Egypt, scheduled for an Egyptian venue on November 6th, has been postponed indefinitely. COVID-19 has wreaked havoc with the two-leg semi-finals and single-match final of the Elite African Club competition, originally set for last May. The matches were rescheduled for September, then put back again to October and November. Tini Lukabwe, STV Select Sports News.
Oh, thank you so much, Lukabwe, for that story. And that same story has marked the end of our Select News. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing bulletin, and we'll be meeting any other time. But for now, before we do get lost from the studio, we are going to be having a STV newsroom with Elijah Tuyagumanawas. He will be having a sit-down interview with the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Fande Hassan Kasinje, and he was also the police political commissar. For now, my name is Simon Chris Makanga, and may the good Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob be with you until we meet any other time.
Hey guys, you're watching STV Select for Fun.
Mikwano chambo enfira bulakopa ebonze babe basanyo obuwakizi bwe mwabalaze nga batadeko live online show yawe ebonze desempenyo episode ya sose kakati nga bawakirwa STV babategekede chakabi Eyenjawulo mu episode yawe yokubiri gye batumye ebonze desempenyo episode 2 gye bajja okubalaga nga lumu November 2020 okuva ku ssaawa 12 mpaka ssaawa 12 ebonze desempenyo episode 2 ejja kuba elagibwa live ku STV Select for Fun wamu ne ku mikutu jaba ebonze eja internet tosubwa abazanyi bo bonna ab'olulango mu ebonze live online mu show yabwe ebonze desempenyo episode 2 on all Ebony's online platforms.
A small girl child can be a daughter, a sister, a mother, or a wife. That means at the end of the day, every girl child matters a lot in the society. Here is the show that brings back hope, courage, determination to the girls out there. Like Joe Crow says, it rains harder on people who need the sun more. So to every girl that is going to be watching this show, say no to the rain and welcome the sun in your life.
Credible, bold and accurate. You can trust us to add professional context and in-depth analysis to the web of current affairs every week. Share an experience with those that saw it happen. A blend of opinions from journalists, subject experts, and involved participants. The Newsroom, breaking down the weekly top stories. Join us at 9:30 p.m. every Saturday, only on STV.
Wait for the Age at 9 p.m. prime time every Sunday.
The news has literally become sack-click, for what happens in Gulu, Mbale, Kampala and elsewhere is the same. My job is to tell the story on what happened, where, who did it, how they did it, and probably why they did it. Join me every single weekday as I break down those big stories that make rounds of headlines only on Select News. With me, Simon Chris Makanga.
Came through looking like a million. Julira Buju Enyumba Julira
Kavali moketo watwangere kod. I want to be your mommy, yo. I want to be your queen. Call me Megatron, just did it, tell it.
Naiwake What a vibe, what a vibe, what a vibe. Inasuna Hey, let that chupa Dangote babala Simba babala
What's up, my people? So welcome. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. My name is Kai Imran and this is the Select Fix Up music. Movies.
You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
Video games.
Forget the tunnel. We get him before he reaches the city.
Nothing else. We strictly deal with the best. Top 10 countdown for music, top 10 movies to watch. Everything that you need is right here on the Select Fix Up.
Hey guys, you're watching STV. Select for fun.